Good morning everyone, Janie here. I'm out in my greenhouse this morning and today we are just doing a couple of random garden chores, just some things that I need to get done. These include potting up some caladium bulbs that I bought to go in the front flower bed over by my front door, and I'm gonna pot those up with begonias that I'm growing inside. I have them on the heat mat already. I should have done these caladiums a couple weeks ago, but I just forgot. And I'm inspired by my good friend Olivia. She is the caladium queen. She loves doing caladiums. She's the one who got me introduced to them. She already, I think she has like 40 or something like that this year. And so I got 12 and I got them from Costco from the Longfield Gardens. Let me show you guys. These, aren't those pretty? So they're just the white ones. They're the white Christmas version variety, and I'm gonna put those with the pink begonias, and I think that that will look so gorgeous up there. And it is such a budget way to fill a really big space, a really big garden bed or flower box is what I have. So I've got to get those potted up and under my grow lights and on a heat mat. That's the big thing for pre-sprouting caladiums, is you want them warm, and that way they can grow really quickly. So I'm gonna do that right now, and then later today I'm gonna start my vegetable seeds, which is very exciting, a little nerve-wracking, just because I'm a flower gardener. I'm not really a vegetable gardener, and I know vegetables are easy and I'm not too worried about it. But you know, it's just a new thing that I've just never done before. I've done vegetables from starts and everything like that, but I've never actually done seeds. So having said that, then I am also going to join the Single Seed Challenge 2022. And two of my friends, Joy and Holly from Jolly Garden 720 and Kim from the Southern Daisy, they're both on Instagram and they both have YouTube channels, and I'll link them down below. We're all gonna do the Single Seed Challenge together this year. And you know, we're all gonna support each other and see how they're doing it. So I will link their channels down below, and I will link their videos on the Single Seed Challenge down below, and it should be pretty exciting just to see how they do it. So I'm excited to do this challenge. You know, I want to thank the ladies Kim and Joy and Holly for inviting me to do it, and I will get to that a little bit later today. But right now I want to pot up my caladiums, so let me show you that. All right, so here are the pots that I'm going to pot up the caladiums in, and these are just reused from last year. You can see I did a salvia in that one. I do not know what that one is. Anyway, they're reused pots. I put about 2 inches of soil, just regular potting soil, just basic potting soil, in the bottom. And then I'm actually going to do a tiny pinch of bulb food, which has bone meal in it. And I read that it's really good for caladium bulbs to have a little bit of bone meal. So I think that this will be really good for them starting to grow. And then you can see here is a caladium bulb, and it looks like a mess. And I actually had to look up what side is up and what side is down. And so I think the best way is that you look for the smoothest side, and then that will be the side that the roots start coming out of. And so this gets potted this way, and then this side is a lot bumpier, and this side are the eyes, is what they call them. And this is where the caladium leaves will come out of. So you always want to look for the flat side, the flatter side, and then that's how you want to put them down in the pot. And you just want to make sure it has 1 to 2 inches of soil below, and then you just barely cover it on top. And I'm going to take this whole tray and I'm going to put it inside on one of my heat mats, because you want to try and get it to about 70 degrees to get them to sprout readily, because they are tropical plants. And so you want to, you know, you can do it outside. I could probably do it in my greenhouse, honestly, but I just want to keep a close eye on them. So I'm going to put them on the heat mat and put them underneath the grow lights and let them grow on. And then when they're big enough and it's time, I will put them out with the begonias in the flower bed by my front door. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna start with, I already have the 2 inches of soil in each of the pots, and then I'm just gonna put in a little bit of this bulb food. All right, now I'm gonna take each one of these caladiums, find the flat side. Oh my gosh, where's the plastic? Oh, okay. Olivia was telling me about this. The bulbs, some of the places also will mark a little white spot on the Caladium bulbs to tell you what the bottom is. So can you guys see that right there? It's like the tiniest shade of white. So they're telling us that that's the bottom right there. So you would just tuck that in, and then I'm just gonna cover that. So let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you, Longfield Gardens. That makes it a lot easier. Now I remember Olivia telling me about that. Okay, so I'm just gonna tuck it in, and then I'll just do the other 10. Oh, this one's big. This one's giant. Okay, I hope this fits. Oh gosh. All right, here we go. All right, so I got them all in. I think some of these were a lot bigger than I expected them to be. So I think that these pots are a little small for them, but I'm just getting them pre-sprouted, and I'll get them out in more space very quickly after they sprout. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cover them until they're just about covered with the soil, wet them thoroughly, and then go put them inside. Okay, so I just have to water these and then put them inside on the heat mat. I have to go do a couple errands, you know, grocery shopping, and go get some more fertilizer and stuff like that. But then I'll come back and I will sow all the seeds. So stay tuned. Okay, you guys, I'm back. We got a lot of errands done. I got more gardening done today, which was great. Today was a really productive weekend, which was awesome. Today's Sunday, February 13th, and the day before Valentine's Day. And today is the day that I'm going to sow a bunch of my veggie seeds for my kitchen garden, which I'm really excited about. And like I said, I'm totally nervous about. Do not follow me. Do as I say, not as I do. Basically, I am a novice veggie gardener. I am much better at flower gardening. I'm much better at cut flower gardening. So, you know, I thought that I would take you guys along with me as I do this, but you know, I'm a beginner when it comes to veggie gardening. But I figure if I could do flowers, I could probably do vegetables, and it's gardening and it's fun, and I love trying new things, so why not? So before I get to that, I wanted to talk about the hashtag Single Seed Challenge 2022. And if you guys haven't heard about this challenge, you probably have, because it's kind of been all over YouTube. But it was started in 2020 by Scott Head, and he does Black Gumbo Southern Garden is the name of his YouTube channel. And he's just a really great human being. He seems like a really nice man. He seems like someone who is passionate about gardening, which is awesome, passionate about the gardening community, which I think is fantastic. And he started this single seed challenge to have us appreciate, you know, not everything as kind of like a big crop, you know, because we usually will plant in mass and overseed. And like I said, I'm a chronic overseeder. He wanted us to really appreciate the single seed and the beauty of what that single seed can become. And so that's why he started the Single Seed Challenge 2020. And then, you know, now it's 2022 and I'm joining in. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing for my single seed challenge. And that is tomato purple rain tomato from Baker's Creek. Total coincidence. I wasn't planning on that today when I picked out my hat. But I thought that this would be a fun thing, you know, doing a tomato like this would be a really fun thing for me personally to do as my single seed challenge, because I've never grown tomatoes from seed before. I'm doing my micro dwarf tomatoes inside, but I've never actually grown these big ones. I might have grown cherry tomatoes before. No, I feel like I've always gotten transplants of those. You know, I've either gotten them from somebody or, you know, I just randomly picked it up at the garden center or something like that. So I'm going to do these. We're going to do one seed today. Let me show you my little container. My cute little, do you see how tiny that is? This tiny little container. And then I have these glass cloches that I'm going to put over this while I put it on my heat mat. And I'm just going to baby this guy, you know, like you wouldn't believe. I'm just, you know, gonna watch it super closely. And the idea that Scott Head is having us do or think about as we're doing this single seed is really paying attention to this seed, paying attention to what it needs, paying attention to help it thrive, just really focusing on the seed and the beauty of nature with this single seed. So let's get this single seed challenge going. Okay, so this probably shouldn't take too long because I only have to sow one seed, which is pretty funny. And I promise I will not do another seed if it doesn't work or if it dies or anything like that. I will be honest with you guys and I will let you guys know. And then I might go ahead and start another one, but I'll let you know if this one doesn't work. Okay, so make sure you guys can see it. Come on. There we go. Let's get one. And there it is. That is my hashtag single seed challenge 2022. So I'm gonna go ahead and sow it just a little bit in here. Then I'll take it inside, I'll spray it, and I'll cover it with the cloche and put it on the heat mat. So done, single seed challenge 2022, yay. So that's done. I've got my purple rain tomato. Now I need to put in a couple more seeds for my veggie garden. And let me show you guys what I have. I have 3 from Baker's Creek. And then 3 that I actually got from my mom. So saving some money this year. Not really. I bought tons of seeds. So the first one I'm going to do is a Black Beauty zucchini. Then I'm going to do a crookneck early golden summer squash, muncher cucumber, and my plan is what I want to try to do is I've seen where people grow cucumbers up the strings, and where I'm going to grow it in my kitchen garden bed, I have the pergola over on one side, so I'm thinking about connecting strings up and down and then training the cucumber up like trellising it basically. It said, when I was reading about this, it said trellis growing saves space. Perfect. So I'm going to try that. And then, let's see what else. The 3 that I got from my mom, heat tolerant lettuce mix. I don't know what company she got this from, but basically she said that this is lettuce that we should be able to grow even though it's pretty warm here. Even in February, it's in the 70s. So it takes 2 weeks to germinate this and get it ready to plant outside. So let's see, probably March 1st, I'll be able to put this out into the kitchen garden if I have room, if I get those tulips out. But I thought I would try this. You know, it might be cool, and maybe I can see how long I can grow this throughout the summer until the heat gets it. And then I have Italian flat leaf parsley, and then, I'm gonna say this wrong, Genovese basil, basically. So I might as well do that. So I have a couple other things that I'm planning to sow a little bit later. I have a couple things that I'm going to get transplants from my friends, mainly one friend, my friend Blair. She has a beautiful vegetable garden. Hopefully she'll let me take you guys there to show you a tour once it's all up and running. But these are my plans that I'm going to sow. And then the one other thing I do have to sow today, I don't think I'll show it for you guys, is the lavender asters. I'll put on the screen the exact name of them. But that, if you guys, I'm going to link my seed succession Google Sheets for 2022 down below. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. And you can see that based on, actually for today, it says that it's time for me to sow those seeds. So I have to sow those for my cut flower garden as well. Okay, but let me get to the veggies right now. I'm going to make the little tags first and then I'll sow them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do this. I was just talking about overseeding, and here I am doing it again, I'm sure. But you know, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a break just because this is really my first time doing a full veggie garden, mostly from seed. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a break. Okay, so I'm gonna do, let's see if you guys can see it. I'm gonna do Black Beauty zucchini in this row, muncher cucumber in this row, golden summer squash in this row. Then I'm going to do 3 of the basil, 3 of the parsley, and then I'm going to do 12 of the lettuce. Just because this is the early crop, it'll be done in 2 weeks, and it'll be ready to plant out in 2 weeks, and I just want to get as much as I can while it's still somewhat cool here. Okay, so let's get going. Okay guys, so that's it. I've got all the veggies that I need to start now done. And then I have my single seed challenge done, the Purple Rain tomato. Very excited about that. So I'm gonna go take the Purple Rain tomato and put it in a special spot with the glass cloche over it and pay very close attention to it. Honestly, I'm a little stressed about this project. It's intense. It's a lot of pressure, I guess I would say, but it's fun. It's a cool thing to do. And then I'm gonna put my tray of veggies that I just sowed underneath a humidity dome as well. And I did the same thing again. I put too many different ones in the same seed tray, but again, I'm short on space. My seed starting shelf in my bedroom is getting really, really full. So hopefully I'll be able to start moving some stuff out into the greenhouse pretty soon. So I will leave a link down below to the two channels that I am doing this with. I mean, you know, we're doing this with the whole gardening community, but the three of us decided to release the video today. So they both released their videos today, and that would be Saturday, February 19th. And that is Kim with the Southern Daisy, and she's a fantastic landscape designer in the South, and then I can't remember, South Carolina, I want to say. I'll put it right here if that's wrong. And then there's Joy and Holly with Jolly Gardens, and they are part of Texas Zone 8A. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you in another video very soon.